Right then guys, so we are down here on the golf course at High Legh with myself, Rick Shiels and Dan Whittaker. We've just done a pitching lesson indoor, but we thought, you know what? Well, it's a beautiful day down here in Cheshire. Let's get on the golf course and see if we can put what we just did in Dan's studio, which is just over there, actually on the golf course. So we've jumped here. This is like the academy course, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the 8th hole on the academy course.
You're saying one of the hardest greens in the world?
Yeah, it's so small. I mean, there's a tight entrance and then it's narrow up at the top end. It's going to need a good shot just to stay on the green.
So we're going to do the technique. It's going to be almost like a lesson, but in real terms. So no trap man, no video analysis. It's just an old practice bag and a flag. Old school style kind of practice, really. It's almost like structured practice to a degree.
Absolutely. And we're looking at how the different lies with like lengths of grass start to affect the strike point, and hopefully then we can see how that's affecting the distance and things like that.
We're going to look at divots as well and strike points, and then we've got an exciting video coming, which is a 3-part video of how to improve your pitching, so stay tuned for that. It's coming very soon. If you've not seen my Trapman test or my swing analysis on the pitching, that's already on my channel. You can click the link up in the corner, and if you, as always, you've not checked Dan's channel out, he will be miles over 10,000 subscribers now, so just keep following him, see if we can get him even more. Not too many though, right? So
get a number.
Yeah, how far is this?
Let's have a look.
It's literally surrounded by water, this. I hope we've got enough practice balls in here.
58.
58 yards.
Yeah.
Perfect. So I've got my 60 degree. We were working on indoor with the 56, but I'm going to go 60. You can come on a little bit more there, Dan, actually.
Perfect.
Everyone wants to see your beautiful locks.
Well, I would say that this one, the hair comments always make me laugh, I've got to say. I'd say that firmness of this green, probably want to land it around 52, 53 yards.
So big things we've worked on, stabilising that left knee, trying to get the left knee over the foot.
Yeah.
Backswing, keeping the hip more towards that left leg.
Yes.
And then coming through it with much more extension of the arms as I rotate and tilt the hips.
And the trunk is controlling all that movement on the way through.
Perfect. Right. So we get on.
That was nipped.
It is a hard green, isn't it? A little bit deep, would you say? I thought I struck the contact great,
yeah, but
it was a little bit deep.
So that's obviously from there, you'll keep on going a little bit forwards with those arms, which is why it's getting deep in that divot. So we're not extending enough up with that trunk.
Need to go up more.
Yeah, and we got a lot of ball first there.
Yeah, it was a good hit, but it was definitely a bit too deep as I made contact there. Setup look okay?
Yeah, left hip's good. Keep that hip forward and then just unwind around with that trunk.
That was
way better. A lot more extension in those arms there.
This is the hardest green in the world.
The hardest green in the world. I mean, you pitched that on the number, and there was no chance it stayed on the green, was there?
Well, I did pitch that.
These aren't brand new.
Yeah. Get your brand new Pro Vs out.
And lose them all. Most expensive
practice
session
ever. That felt for me like the strike was wonderful.
Yeah.
And I stayed much more stable.
I thought on that one, you unwound around a lot faster.
Yeah.
The first one, you were just a little bit laboured.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, the strike on the first one, it sounded amazing because you really got the ball. I mean, I just didn't quite see it going through the ground as deep until afterwards because I was then looking at the flight.
Yeah.
But that second one, it had a completely different sound, didn't it? I mean, this is different to over on the other side where we were hitting before. Grass is a little bit tighter, so when we actually get the nipped one, it's got a slightly different sound to it.
So that actually technique felt really good. It felt like I'd stayed really stable on that left knee. I felt like the contact was still good as I hit the ball first, and it was much more narrow when I hit it, shallow on it when I hit it.
Absolutely. I mean, for me, it has a different sound to before when we're practicing because the lie's a bit tighter.
Yeah.
So it was really extended in the arms there. I thought it was really good. Obviously, green being so firm there, I had no chance of stopping, but the actual technique was really good. You unwound around more with the core on that one, whereas the other one, it was a little bit laboured from that area. So just push those hips forward just a little bit more. Now just let that core unwind around, keep those arms nice and extended.
Oh.
That's right at it, that.
Yeah, technique felt awesome on that.
So that was really good. That's landed in the little ridge short of the flag.
Don't agree.
And
that felt technique-wise great. It felt like it was really kind of came through, and I was very controlled everything. Like you said in the studio, it's a race between the body and the club that the club never wins.
Absolutely,
and it felt like that that time.
I thought the last two you've done that, you definitely got that trunk to be kind of the inner circle controlling the outer circle of the club head.
inner circle controlling the outer circle.
Inner circle body.
Okay.
So I like to think it's 3 circles, body, hands, club,
Yeah.
and it's the
Okay.
trunk that controls everything.
Is that a good setup?
A little bit more forward, hair. Perfect. Oh, that's really driven in beautifully.
My arms are at absolute full stretch there.
That is so
starting
different
to get
through
that
here.
tilt, aren't I?
Big time. And I love this bit. It's the widest I've seen your arms look with your pitch in here.
And really, really much more shallower through the shot there that time.
Big time. I mean, we can see here that that first one had it was quite, you know, intuitive to look at the divot there, how deep it went, and the edge of it was kind of sat up, wasn't it? It wasn't a divot where you'd go up and have to put it back. No. It was one where you could stand the edge back down.
I'm just going to check my alignment on there, because they're just all a little tiny bit pushy, aren't they?
Do you not think that maybe you're doing that a little bit because of how much this water on the left is starting to encroach on that flag?
Possibly. I'm going to try and hold straight in.
That's perfect. We're actually cutting about a yard in the air those, aren't they?
Yeah, well, what we saw from Trapman, probably my
Out
path is a little bit left. And because now I'm less rotational,
yes,
and more through it, that face is probably staying a little bit further to the right of the path as well, though, isn't it?
And it's, you know, you were saying earlier, sometimes you'd had the tendency, because you had that bit of flip, to open the face at address.
Oh God, 100%.
It's just a case of getting used to that. That's a visual though, isn't it? That change.
It's what I did with my
full swing.
Full swing.
Yeah.
I would normally like to see a face that sits slightly open because of the aggressive shape on the ball. Well, now I've got to educate myself of getting that face square again. And
to start off with, it looks closed though, doesn't it?
It looks way closed. It looks ridiculous, yeah. I think it's worth just keep having a little check. And again, just a note for when players practice, always have target in the mindset, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
I reckon a lot of time players just forget target because they're on a driving range or practice ground, just hit balls, don't they?
Without a target. Yeah, and if they haven't got a target, you know, and they're just hitting it on the driving range, they can't ever miss it, can they?
No.
Keep that hit forward, mate. So that was definitely old.
It's a lost ball, that, Dan. Sorry about that. Go on, what happened there?
That one definitely had a bit of upper body lean towards the left at the top.
Felt awful.
Yeah.
It felt like I'd got too far this way.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know how to get back.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't use this motion going back. You were a little bit upper body wanting to go away. Potentially there, I would think that left knee maybe collapsed a fraction on you.
It was a really bad old ball, by the way.
Yeah, we didn't want that one anyway, did we?
It was the worst in the bag, to be fair. Okay.
Keep that knee stable. That's cutting again, that's nice.
That was the best one. That felt the best out of all of them.
I'm wondering whether you're starting them right, because just from habit, you used to see that little draw on them, and you just haven't got used to aiming a bit more left on them. Because that was struck amazing.
Just check my alignment there, Dan.
Yeah.
Have a look at that. That to me feels like I'm at the flag.
Club face just to the right.
There.
I'd open yourself up just a little with your body, just a tiny bit. Right, hit that one from there. That's straight at it.
Yeah, that had like half a yard of cut,
Yeah,
didn't it?
that was really good. I think you've got to start opening up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just aiming, I'm not talking a load, just a fraction more left, and then obviously let that club face just move a bit more left with it.
So
that was perfect, wasn't it? Yeah.
I always used to address pitch shots open, but I kind of lost it. Started aiming a lot straighter.
Do you think that was because you were drawing them more, maybe you started getting straighter?
Possibly.
Because you look at what we teach other people, and you look at like the D plane and all that
I'd
stuff.
go more left of the path.
Absolutely.
And I think
more down.
subconsciously I start to feel like I'm going. I still feel like I'm left, but actually visually I'm probably not. Where's that aiming now, Dan?
Club face just a little bit more. Great, that's perfect. Was the ball higher up on the grass there?
It popped up higher off the face, didn't it?
Yeah, a lot higher.
I think it was sat up, and I don't believe I kept that left knee quite as strong.
Okay.
It felt a little bit folded in.
That popped up a lot higher, didn't it?
Yeah.
There's nowhere. It couldn't have been the same contact location.
No, it was a definite higher golf shot, wasn't
But
it?
the divot's not deeper.
No, and it was straight though. It was high off the face.
Just keep that knee stable.
Oh, I like that.
That struck amazing.
That was off bottom groove.
Yeah. I'd prefer to see you miss being on that side.
Yeah.
Obviously, unlike what a lot of people are thinking, you know, you get the odd guy who think that's maybe a little bit thin, but the one that's in the bottom of the face is spinning so much, isn't it?
I love that one. I just think it's because it's never going to go super long, and it's going to have so much stop on it.
What's interesting is that one you hit before it, if that knee's going a little bit, that's probably what's creating that one that just pops it a bit higher and a fraction longer, isn't it?
Yeah.
What does that one feel like?
Great.
I think you could, compared to the previous one you just led with the trunk a fraction earlier than that one. That one has a little bit more arms bringing it through.
Okay.
That's why it started a little bit more to the right.
So more body.
Yes. Start that body earlier. That's good. It's all over it.
That one just didn't have that yard of cut, did it?
No, it didn't.
Nice pitch though. Right, let's go one more.
Who'd have thought straight shot was a problem? On this green though.
I've managed to finish some on the green, which is good. These feel great.
Yeah, the strike is awesome.
Really nice.
So even though we've had kind of just obviously in different spots on that green where it's firm, they're all landing in and around the same spot, aren't they?
Yeah, and apart from that one that went thin through the back, which just feels, because I'm still changing a few things differently.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like I can actually aim at the flag a bit more and actually go at it. Or sorry, aim at the flag. I feel like I'm aiming left of the flag. And when I'm seeing it's nice to have that clarification that it is actually slightly fading.
Yeah.
Because I thought visually it was just me. Because a straight shot to me looks like a fade.
These are definitely moving to the right.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'm glad that's happening, because visually I thought it was.
Yeah.
But I thought, is that just a straight shot that I think's fading more?
Yeah, because I've always seen a draw.
Yeah, a straight shot.
That's my version of a fade.
It's like a slice. If I hit a proper fade, it looks like a slice. Right, let's finish on the best one.
That was struck amazing.
And again, probably didn't quite cut,
no,
but felt awesome.
And where that's landing, unfortunately, is kind of right on top of that ridge where it's going back over to the other side. It's just catching that down, because that's actually landed whole high right there.
Dan, let's be honest, nobody knows where they're finishing. They're all like 6 foot away. I'm showing the ball flights and that's it. They all look super close. Right, last one.
That was a great contact, that though.
Yeah, it felt good, that one. Be good. I'm learning. It's the closest one.
Yeah.
It's hard as hell, this green, isn't it?
I mean, some of those have had so much spin. You've got to land it quite short, haven't you?
That was great. It's nice to actually be able to take technique that we've just learned over in Dan's place, actually out on the golf course, to see how it reacts off turf. Some bad shots are happening in there, but that is part and parcel of it. I have no problems with that. It's just how, you know, and I think when someone learns something new, don't be scared about bad shots. They're going to happen.
Oh, you've got experience, because if your strike's got to change if you've changed something within your technique. It's the first thing that's going to go, because that's your hand-eye coordination, isn't it?
What used to be familiar to you now is not familiar anymore. Yeah. But what I would always recommend is very structured practice. Make sure, like, I've probably hit maybe 10, 15 shots there, and learn a lot from those 10 or 15 shots. And I think that's what's important. Record yourself. Try and actually see your swing on video.
Yeah, definitely.
If you can get supervised practice with a pro, brilliant, or obviously lessons with a pro, it works out so much better, because then it's structured. Always have target in mind, and always try to assess each shot with a little bit of a different glance on it and think, what was that?
Yeah.
Why did that actually happen? Instead of going, oh God, that was rubbish, it didn't work. You know, evaluate the shot a little bit more. Do you think?
Definitely. I'd say that we can learn something from the divots in pitch. You know, you're not looking at the shape of the divots as in going to be a draw or a fade, but you're going to learn by, if it's a consistent depth, then that consistent depth is going to mean that your angle of attack and your strike is very, very consistent, and it's giving you the same strike location, and you're going to get a lot of consistency from it. You're going to look at the divots, and obviously if you get a couple that are a little bit deep, then you can look at that and say, what is causing me to get it a bit deep in my technique? Like that first one that drove in a little bit, and you said it just held a little bit there at the end, and then after that we just got them a lot shallower, didn't we?
Would you always recommend, I know I do, would you agree pitching off the grass as much as you can?
Yeah, definitely.
I think shots off the grass as much as you can. Obviously I know coaching, a lot of coaching happens indoors on a mat or out on the driving range. It's important because wear and tear kicks in, and also with the launch monitors and stuff, is actually better off hitting off mats. But actually when you get a chance to practice, try and practice off the real turf.
Absolutely.
Right, this is going to go in, Dan. Guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please do hit that like button. Go and jump over to Dan's channel, subscribe, and if this goes in, everybody's got to subscribe. It's got a chance.
Cut. It's really good. Oh,
closest.
So good.
Oh, it was the closest and it ran off. Guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned to our 3-parter of how to fix your pitching, how to get better at that. And we'll see you next time.
Cheers.
It's class, that.
It was awesome.
Sorry about losing all those golf balls.
Don't be daft. There's so many good shots there, mate.